flutes. So that was a quick exercise for range, but not high notes, low notes. One of the things that I've noticed with all of y'all is that the high notes are really happening. You guys sound really nice on the high notes, but sometimes getting down to that low, low, low C, all of the fingers plus the little roller on the end with the pinky, sometimes getting down that low can be a little bit tricky. So here's a quick exercise that you can do to work your way down. What we did there is we started on B flat, half note, breath. Quarter note, half note. Apologies for my misspeaking, but basically, I'll put a PDF of this exercise as well. But basically, all that is it's a half note, a quarter rest to catch your breath, a quarter note, and then a half note on the next note down in your concert B flat major scale. We're not going to get all the way to low B flat though, because that doesn't exist on this instrument. We got to stop at low C. So I'll get a PDF to that on the Google Drive as well that you can check out. But for now, talking about a few things you got to be thinking about. Air! Every time you have a chance to breathe, it's got to be a big breath. Make it worth it. Supports. This is huge. Just because you're playing a low note doesn't mean that you can relax your stomach muscles at all. If anything, they have to work a little bit harder because it's very sensitive to get out those lower notes. Don't so much think about squeezing all that air out. Think more about pushing that air out. Think about a lot of air, a large volume of air. And finally, aperture, that little opening in your mouth to make air. When you play a higher note, that aperture is very, very, very tight and small. But when you play a lower note, it has to open up a little bit. So as you're doing this exercise, be sure that you're taking big breaths using your air. Be sure that you're supporting your air, creating a large volume of air. And also, think about your aperture and experiment around with that. I'm sure that if you do those things, you'll be able to get this happening, and you'll be able to get those low notes to come out, which is going to be huge when we start working on overtones in a bit. So check that exercise out.